They think they can intimidate immigrants for that matter, African immigrants for that matter. They think they can intimidate Black Americans, students, children, people, and then they'll just keep quiet and be like, oh, what you're saying is true. A conversation arose, and a lot of Black immigrants were trying to convince Black American children, people, young ones. And I love the answer. Like, this lady was on fire. She was not giving them the breathing space. And why did this happen? This is a typical example that this lady has learned about her history. Just imagine she did not learn about the Black American history, and this was actually put on camera. They would have been able to rub shame on Black American people. You know, one thing with immigrants is they always love anything they say. You, that is the owner of the country, should just obey and be like, oh yeah, that's it, that's the truth. But this girl was not letting them. And I want you guys to also watch other creators in this video and let me know your honest opinion. And please, before I roll out this clip, if you're a Black American mom or a Black American dad, you have a child 6 years old, in fact, from 4 years, start teaching them about the Black culture. Start teaching them about the Black Americans culture. Start telling them what their history is all about. Start telling them what they need to know so that they don't go to places like this and delusional immigrants, African immigrants, will just come and twist their head to another certain narrative. I hope that makes sense. I don't know, but I hope I just make sense. Let's watch this video and I'll be back with commentaries. I love this. I love it.
African Americans feel like they're the only people who fight for Black rights. We fought for ourselves too.
Pause.
No.
Pause.
You naming all these
We're talking
African
about.
American heroes. We got heroes too.
Okay, but
in America. We're talking about it specifically in America, and
I'm
y'all
talking
attitude.
about Black Americans. That's what I'm saying. If you keep talking about like America only,
This is part of the problem too. When Black Americans, we highlight other Black Americans doing well, people love to be like, what about them from
That's like when we said Black Lives Matter, and they're like, well, blue lives matter, all lives matter, white lives matter. We didn't say that none of y'all matter.
that's what I'm saying. So y'all separating yourselves.
No.
No.
No. You have to deal
So
with
if we
one
can recognize
issue.
y'all heroes, y'all can
No,
recognize
you
ours.
have to
We-
deal with
we
one
do.
issue at a time. If I'm speaking on this issue and you're like, well, what about me? It
saying,
doesn't.
so
It's just not a cause.
Why should African American issues be prioritized?
Because we're in America.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
If
So
my
y'all
house
be
on fire,
okay.
why would I bring the ambulance and all them to
So
your
you're saying your house. I thought it was a Black person's house. So I thought it's our house on
It-
fire.
We live in the same neighborhood, different homes. If
That's what I'm
my
saying.
house
So we
on fire, and I'm
separated.
talking
We're
about my
separated.
house,
We're separated because when y'all try to assimilate to African American culture, you do it under the guise of white supremacy.
for real. Because if you look at #1 song, it's going to be a song by a Black person. You look at fashion trends.
Don't have to add Black American behind it because we already know we're talking about the Black Americans in America. When we go to Caribbean, I say Black culture. I'm obviously talking about
Yes,
the
it's
Black
a
people
section of
in
it.
the Caribbean.
Okay, so,
So you don't have to add the
so
last part.
you can't say that we took the hairstyles, the Afro beats. If it's Black culture, then all Black people should be able to enjoy Black
No,
culture.
there's different sections of Black culture.
That's what I'm saying. So
my Black American
one second
culture
it can't
is
be
not
like we're
gonna.
separated in the
My
second.
Black American culture is not gonna align with Gullah Geechee
No,
culture,
we're
even
saying
though
we
them-
are
them my niggas
separated,
too.
but
Okay.
My
but
Black
you have
American
to.
culture
It's
is not gonna align
mindset.
with the motherfucking
Okay.
Creole
That's what I'm
motherfuckers
saying.
in
So
Louisiana,
I'm not
even
trying
though
to be
they're Black
separated.
too.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to embrace all Black people as one culture. But if you're saying it's Black American culture, Black Caribbean culture, Black African culture, then of course we're gonna be separated mindset with our mindsets. But I'm saying it's one culture. So all Black people have bald spades, have locks, have all that. That's what I'm saying. It's a Black hairstyle. It's not a Black American hairstyle. It's a Black hairstyle. That's what I'm saying. So if you separate yourselves when you say it's Black American culture, then when we separate ourselves and think, okay, this is what Black Americans think, it's not our fault.
No, because what you're not understanding is, yes, we are all separate. It is what it is. There are subcultures within one culture group.
Which is fine.
Black people is an umbrella term. There is subcultures in between that. Jamaican, Haitian, Black American, all that. Those are your subcultures. That's why they ask you to mark down your ethnicity and nationality on your job applications, right? So they know exactly where to accurately place you. Okay, cool. So if we have these subcultures exist, and that's fine. But the problem is that y'all, every Black ethnicity group holds some type of prejudice or some type of stereotypes against Black Americans, but then they come here and assimilate into black culture and take advantage of all the sacrifices we made. Black people would not even have rights in this country if MLK didn't think to march. If Malcolm X ain't think to speak the fuck up.
And the people had to riot after.
But everybody always got to say something about black Americans. But if black Americans didn't stand up and fight for all of our black asses, we would have nothing as a whole.
I disagree. I feel like
Hold on, nigga. You can't disagree on reality.
I feel like the black people in the Caribbean, we freed ourselves. I know my Haitian.
Yes, but no.
ancestors.
We're not talking about the Caribbean.
We have in America.
We have left
okay.
the Caribbean.
In America, yeah, you did your
But
thing.
you cannot come and assimilate to America and then think that you're better than black Americans and hold this prejudice against black Americans. When we created the conditions for you to come over and live comfortably in this country.
I wouldn't say comfortably, but I appreciate your sacrifice.
Being lynched.
So you think if Martin Luther King never decided to get his ass up and say something is wrong with this shit, you don't think that we would still be under Jim Crow law?
He got shot, was taken to jail.
You don't think that they would still be lynching niggas and that would be completely legal and they would put your ass on a community block and invite all their motherfucking wives and children to watch them hang your ass and then skin you and then turn your motherfucking hair
into a couch
and skin into furniture? You think they wouldn't do that if MLK didn't?
So I keep seeing these videos about Africans apologizing to Black Americans, right, for the treatment. And let me just say this. I don't know what it is about Africans not liking us. I don't know what it is. Y'all act like we have actually done something wrong to y'all when all we've ever done was fight just to survive, just to be recognized, to be noticed. And now we got problems with y'all, the same color. This is what I'm saying. We can't win for losing. Let me say this. I think it's very disrespectful when you go to get your hair braided and these women are speaking in their native tongue and they're talking about you. I think it's, come on now, like you'll come over here and get our money, but then you talk about us like dogs, but why are you over here? Well, why not just stay in your country and get the money? Because they don't treat y'all right over there. So you come over here and then y'all think y'all gonna dog us. And wrong answers, because let me tell you something. If every Black woman that loves getting her hair braided, if we stopped getting our hair braided, y'all asses is in trouble. So please, okay, I'm gonna need y'all to get that shit together, because I have a friend that lives in Canada and she is catching hell from the African community. Do you understand? She is catching pure hell. They're not nice, they're mean. And when I say mean, I mean mean to the damn bone. Y'all need to get it together and figure out what the problem is that y'all have with us. We don't have a problem with y'all. Then you have these shops y'all want us to come in and buy. You barely even speak to us. If you can't speak to me, I'm not spending my money there. And y'all have some beautiful y'all have some beautiful materials. Y'all have beautiful items that I would love to buy. But I'd be damned if I'm a step in an African shop and you don't speak to me, or you don't like me, and we the same colors. Get this shit together.
This is probably one of the most important messages that you're going to hear for 2025, especially if you're an African American. If Western society does not teach about the effects of slavery in their education systems, what do we as Black Americans believe that Western medicine teaches? As someone who has worked in clinical research for 8 to 10 years, I'm going to be brutally honest. I work in data management and I have seen what data entails, their systems. And as the 5 to 7% of Black professionals that work in that industry, I can tell you that Western medicine does not reflect our data. I did not notice the difference until I went to an Asian doctor in Bangkok and realized how Asians have more knowledge about the transatlantic slavery and how it affects the Black Americans in their genetics. I was told that Africans, European Africans, and African Americans have different genetic makeups. Diet, environmental factors, stressors, all of that play a major role. However, Black Americans being more impacted during the slavery and being removed from our culture, our eating habits and things of that nature, coming to America, we acquired more health issues that were passed on generationally. This including high blood pressure, salt sensitivity, kidney disease, diabetes. All of these supposed predisposed diseases are all basis of the mistreatment on Black African individuals. So what does this mean for you? If you are not questioning your labs, if you are not reviewing them, if you are not analyzing them, do not go by what your doctors are telling you, because Western medicine right now is like an In-N-Out burger shop. Because of my medical experience, because of my expertise in data management, I take the initiative to review labs. I've been taking care of my grandmother when she had cancer. My mom, she's dealing with things. I'm the one that they come to get insights, because let me tell you something. A lot of our people don't know, and they just go by what the doctors tell them. Please do not continue to do this. We need to be asking questions. How do prescriptions and these drugs that you are giving me affect Black individuals? Prime example, lisinopril. That should be something that should be evaluated, because from my understanding, the Black effects on Black women, it is not more effective than it is anything. It's more damaging. Or I can use this as an example. Someone being provided metformin and them having kidney failure. It's not making any sense. Western medicine is reactive. And if our education systems don't prioritize the effects of slavery, healing in America is healing generations, especially as a Black American. Your health is crucial. And I'm only saying this because I know exactly what I'm talking about, because I've been going through it. The healing is not just on the surface or internal, it's on a spiritual standpoint. I'm gonna go more into my story about my experience in Bali with my Balinese healer, who I actually partner with, and will be doing healing for women of color, or all women in general. But that was my first experience on a spiritual level to identify the true problem. And I was there supported by my grandfather, who I had no idea why he was there or why he was present. And as days had passed, I had this awakening and this idea. He had died from kidney disease. He went to go get his legs amputated and died from having a heart attack. He struggled with kidney disease. His brother struggled with kidney disease and passed away from that. It was something that was ongoing in his family. And his presence and my desire to heal and my initiative to take action against what doctors tell me is a predisposition, and that I'm more inclined to obtain it or have it because of the behaviors of the people in my past. No, I'm spiritually healing, internally healing, and physically healing, so that I am proactive, and that does not become the end of my story. So with the level of women who are dealing with preeclampsia, high blood pressure, our youth, our diets, we have to make a change. And if you have any questions, or if you are someone who is able to advocate for yourself, please do so for the people in your family if you have the opportunity to do so. We need to represent ourselves, because just like in most of these other areas of our lives, Western medicine, they don't care about us.
This is a high five to Black America, because I'm tired of people coming for our spirits, tired of the racism, tired of folks acting like we are the poster child for all things negative. I'm spreading some mental sunshine here. If you feel the same and need some of this Black pride, come along for my talk. Without a doubt, Black America is a community that's unshakable. The one that shows up at cookouts with foil pans, where everyone leaves with a plate whether or not they came hungry or not. The unspoken codes that we should never tell. Aunties, unks, young homies, sister girls, a language of care the world refuses to see, but they stay all up in our business. Headlines stack like bricks. Our pain sells. Systems bend slow. Immigrants show up and act like America's history started yesterday. Hollywood acts like it can't make a film about black life that ain't about oppression, selling drugs, 304s, enslavement, Jim Crow, or single mamas who hate their men. Yet most of us suppress it all, living day by day, doing the best we can. But our mental sunshine is pretending everything's okay. It's water in a spirit that refuses to shrink. It's laughter in the kitchen, the gospel of gossip, the art of a perfect side eye, a rhythm that turns ordinary movements into contagious joy. We have carried America on our back more times than a country has ever had the courage to say out loud. We invent, build, sing, pray, hoop, touchdown, dance, educate, fight, and still find it in our hearts to invite others to our cookouts. We keep loving in places designed to break us. Let me ask, where is the credit? Does anyone think that kind of power has light that should be free? Our light has been earned generation after generation after generation after generation by people who learned how to keep standing when the ground moved beneath them. Hope was never a hand-me-down. It has always been homegrown. Our rhythm runs through this country and the world, even when the credit doesn't. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. Music that shaped the world from the roots up, jazz that raised cities, hip hop that rewrote the dictionary, fashion that dictates international runways, lingo that got folks saying bruh and girl please, soul that has stitched itself into everything. Black culture doesn't knock politely at the door. We walk in with an aura because, yeah, we built the house. A culture that doesn't have to explain itself. It just is. A shared look that says a whole paragraph. Humor sharp enough to slice through the mess. Style that's born, not borrowed. Our resilience isn't a burden. It's proof that survival can bloom into brilliance. Brilliance. Blackness in America has always been more than what it endured. Now you got people online whining that they miss black joy. We know you do. But we also know that you probably won't hit that vote and are real quick to stop that reparations check for us. Until you do right by us, y'all already know the rest. Black America laughs with tears still wet. Don't you ever forget you live in full color, even when they try to bleach the edges. Yet, we keep it moving. From Compton to Harlem, the South Side to Gullah Island, Martha's Vineyard to Houston to DeKalb County, Georgia, and everywhere in between. Keep rocking, Black America. Keep knowing who you are and that you are great. They say gentrification means erasure. I say it means we're about to paint a new canvas. They say Black America does not have unity like other cultures, as if we didn't unite and build our own in Tulsa, Rosewood, Wilmington, and Springfield. And if our unity is not at the barbershop, on front porches, at HBCUs, and even through chants of who picking up them kids from school, why do we even have to continue to tell the world we have mothers and fathers, husbands and wives, aunties, uncles, cousins, play cousins, and even godchildren? Our families are fluid and foundational. Many of us do family reunions, Sunday dinners, and storytelling passing down legacy. Many of us respect our elders. And let me remind you all that the three children with the highest IQs, surpassing Albert Einstein, Isaac Newton, and Bill Gates, look like me. Black men with the firm handshake, that easy smile, the walk with the swag. And who is the world really referring to when they say tall, dark, and handsome? And ain't nothing like a black woman who turns ordinary into holy ground. We still see mothers giving their children their best, fathers shaping legacy, people loving in ways that rewrite the rules. We're not a 6 o'clock newscast. What they leave out is that other cultures have conflicts as well. Stay with me here. So let's see. There's white on white. There's British on Irish. North versus South Korea. Russia versus the Ukraine. Israel versus Iran. India. Israel versus Pakistan. China versus Taiwan. Dominicans versus Puerto Ricans. Guatemala versus Belize. Fulani versus Yoruba. Trailer Park versus the Upper East Side. Conservatives versus liberals. You see where I'm going with this? We may be the highlights every night, but they still have just as many reels. Black America, you may have graduated from the University of Survival. I know I did. But don't let that storm break you. We stay rising. We stay shining. We fly high. You know this. Ballin'. And when we do trip up, I say it's a glitch in the matrix. 400 years of bad code trying to override what's divine. Transformation into a hybrid model that is not our history. Racism exhausts us, but our job isn't to fix racism. We didn't build that mess. God created a world of difference. There are nearly 200 countries and over 7,000 languages on the planet, each one carrying its own story and drama. Why we always gotta be to pick us? Black America, we don't owe the world endless grace. Just by existing brilliantly, beautifully, loudly, quiet, we are already rewriting the future. Just lay low and you'll see. It's time to pour into our kids. Spirit first. Teach them stillness. Teach them to hold the line. The old lifting the young, young holding up the old. So breathe. Protect your joy like land you inherited, because you did. Black America deserves to have joy in the best human experience, just like anyone else on the planet. Your mental sunshine isn't borrowed. Don't allow it to be taken, because it's already yours.
And another thing, I'm tired of having to explain to people that the term Black American does not stand for everybody that is melanated, aka Black in America. Black American specifies a lineage, a group of people. It doesn't represent Haitians. It doesn't represent Jamaicans. It doesn't represent Bajans. It doesn't represent Africans. It doesn't represent anybody who can tether and come over and claim the term Black. It does not represent you. Because if I asked you, what were you, what is your family ethnicity, you would not even use the term Black. You would say, I'm Jamaican, I'm Nigerian, I'm South African. That's what you would say. The only people who would actually use the term Black are, indeed, Negroes, Black Americans. So the term Black American stands for the lineage, not a race.
I watched the Amanda Seals video in its entirety yesterday, and something became painfully apparent to me. And I have something to say specifically to African Americans. What became apparent to me as I was watching that video is that the education system that exists in the former colonies in the Caribbean, like Jamaica and in other places, that's the kind of education system that they want to bring to the United States. Dismantling of the education system coupled with dismantling and rewriting and whitewashing the history. So you are, changing the museums and making sure that all the narratives align with each other. And if you don't know, when the colonies got their independence, the colonizers didn't really leave. They wrote our textbooks, right? And they made sure that the history was told in a certain narrative. And that's why some of you find it hard to understand how a Black person can come from the Caribbean, from Africa, and talk to you like they're white, and talk like slavery didn't matter, and talk like you as an African American are making a big deal out of nothing, and talk like reparations is not something that you deserve. It's the education system. It's how we were educated. Understand that somebody like me had to do a lot of unlearning to come to the place where I am now. Right? And only a few I can say that I have really taken the effort to unlearn what we were taught. And that is the kind of education system that they're trying to bring to the United States now. So they're not worried about you. You're a lost cause. You already grown. You already been through the education system. But for your children and for generations to come, the narrative will be different. And the same way you find that the people in the former colonies have been pacified. When they colonize your mind, then you will be pacified. So the generations of African Americans to come will have a different understanding of what slavery was. We'll have a different understanding of all the systems that have existed that work against the upliftment of you and your ancestors. And they won't be clamoring for reparations, and they won't be clamoring for equality, because as they would have learned that staying pacified and not causing trouble, they will learn that talking about even the history is looking for trouble. And they will learn that as long as they stay pacified, then they will get a little piece of the pie and they will be satisfied. Those of you who have been following me for a while can attest to when I talk about Jamaica's racial history. It is the black Jamaicans like myself who are in the comments calling me a troublemaker. The loudest voices who are telling me to stop talking about these things are black Jamaicans. The loudest voices who think that I'm causing division are black Jamaicans. This is the kind of education that your current administration is trying to accomplish. So that just like how you have black Jamaicans defending their economic and social oppression, it's the same way you will have these black conservatives defending their economic and social oppression.
They only speak English over in America. Let that sink in. That's our language. What's wrong with that? Everybody don't talk like. Nobody don't do that. Like, what y'all think? Clicks. That's all y'all saying. Like, who cares about language? I don't care about what you speak. You can speak 100 languages, but I don't live in impoverished areas like y'all do. And I got lights. The only thing I can give y'all don't, only 1% of y'all open defecate in y'all country. I give y'all that. But y'all finna have a big open defecation problem soon, though, out there.
If there is anything you must understand about African Americans, these people, they don't know how to pretend. They don't know. Anything pretense, they don't know. A lot of them don't know. And when they like you, they will genuinely like you. They are loyal. For the few ones that I've dealt with, man, they were there for me. I can't even lie. The reason why I'm keeping natural hair today, African Americans are the reason why I'm keeping my natural hair today. Because I remember years back when I moved to this country, I used to have a friend, a very close African American friend. We were always together. We laugh together. We eat. We do a lot together. I used to see her hair. Oh my God! I'm like, girl, how are you doing it? Then she explained to me. I started buying the products. I even started using it for my daughter. Right? Let me tell you, for us that came all the way from motherland, we need to learn how to understand African Americans. We need to understand that there's a lot we can benefit from them. Look at the way they cook when it comes to all these their food. What they call that food again? Because I know my husband liked that very food. This seafood, boy. Man, forget about it. I also know that you in particular, like my husband, he likes them so much because he always talk about it. And when it comes to their clothing, the way they dress, forget about it. who can even compare with African Americans, especially their women? Who can even compete when it comes to looking good? They got this natural beauty. They got it. This smooth skin, the features, everything about them is beautiful. All right. So we have to understand that we are not from the same place. Like the way we're raised, we can't expect them to do exactly like us. You understand? We have to understand. And this boycotting they want to do on the 1st of August, that should be a perfect day to do discounts. As someone who have a hair braiding salon, that should be a perfect day for you to do some discounts. Understanding that most of the time, African Americans are the one coming to your store to braid hair, because a lot of us from motherland, we really don't want to spend so much on our hair. Let's be real, because on this page I try to keep it real. I don't have room to fake it here. I don't. For those that have been following me on Facebook, all right, they know better. They will tell you we love to keep it real here, right? A lot of us, we don't want to spend so much on our hair. But most of the time, African Americans are the one that will tell you that I did my hair $400, $300 something. They don't care because they just want to look good. At some point, these people are role models when it comes to beauty, when it comes to cosmetic, all those stuff. So we have to learn how to tolerate, how to calm down, and we should stop judging these people. Because at the end of the day, not the way we were raised, that's not how they were raised. So let's keep promoting that love. For those of you that came to my comment section saying we are Americans, I don't have room for division. I don't have rooms for segregation. I don't have space for that. All I got in me is love. And love I will continue to preach on this very particular page. Keep following me. I remain your humble queen. All right, Edo Queen. Bye.
Smart American kids. Smart American kids. And why was it supposed to, why did this actually happen? Because they know their history. Now, one thing a lot of white folks are doing right now is removing histories from libraries, a lot of places that Black American young kids are supposed to go get their research and get what they want. But I love the fact that ChatGPT is still helping out. ChatGPT is still trying to root out a lot of things. I love Google, okay? That is if they don't want to start being biased. And that is why I'll say this again, right? If you are a Black American parent, you have siblings, you have nephews, you have nieces, please teach them what Black American culture is all about. Teach them the history of Black Americans so that any single place they go, they can defend themselves. Because just imagine, like I said from the beginning part of this video, these ladies do not have anything to say. They will have just fallen into this boy's arms and just be like, oh, you are correct, that's it. And nobody knows what else they would have been thinking. You understand? But because they knew their rights, they were standing up, they were saying it exactly as it is. And the boy, at some point, he was not even able to say any other thing again. It is not possible as an immigrant to know people's culture more than the people that owns the country. Just like me, that I'm in Nigeria, Kogi State to be precise. An outsider cannot come and tell me what my culture is or what my history is. I should be able to answer that person exactly what my own history is or what they are. So stop trying so hard as an immigrant to make it look like Black Americans don't know where they are coming from. Because I see a lot of people saying, oh, I'm an immigrant, I can go back to my country, I have a village, I have a house to run to, I have an ethnicity to run to, if anything happened. But you as Black Americans, where will you go? You don't have anywhere to go. People don't have anywhere to go. Where do you expect them to go? They own the country. So you will leave, they will stay. Why do you think all of this deportation and every other thing is waxing stronger, but it is not coming close to Black Americans? Why? You think if Black Americans do not own this country, they would have not pushed them out long time ago, white folks will have done anything to pack them out and send them to different African countries, deport them with high spirit, soul, and body. But because they knew the history, despite the fact that they have tried all their wicked ways to elevate a lot of things, Black Americans are still standing. Black Americans are still wasting. Immigrants, African immigrants, Asian, Hispanics, Latinos, mind your business. Do the job you are there for. Mexicans, Somalians, do the job you are there for. Do the job you are there for. A lot of you guys that are even making noise on this app about Black Americans even entered American illegally. You didn't even enter direct. Illegal. But it still baffles me that despite the fact you're illegal and you're supposed to be keeping quiet, you will still be making noise, because I call it noise. Anyways, I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you supporting this channel, liking, commenting, subscribing. I really do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Subscribe, like this video, drop me your comment, and lastly, do not forget to share for every other person to get this good news. And yes, guys, with that being said, with no further ado, I do locally say in my videos. I'm going to be saying bye now. I'll see you guys in my next one, but let me know what your take are on this video. Bye for now. I love you guys. Mwah.